donut day. I have never made a donut in my life. I'd rather go to Tim Hortons and buy them. A lot of my family's gonna be making donuts, so I'm gonna see if it's just in the genes or if we're gonna run to Tim Hortons and get donuts after this, because these are a fail. Anyway, I sent you the recipe. FYI, I didn't realize this. I'm gonna send a little note home. I put baking soda. Don't use baking soda, use baking powder. That was my bad. And I'm also doing a little bit of a cheat, because if you read the back in the history, you know that this was made in World War, which one? World War I. So they didn't have these fancy dancy big electric mixers then, but I'm kind of lazy and I have one, so we're going to use that to make our donuts. All right, so it was fairly simple ingredients. You guys know that: flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, egg, and milk. So we're gonna mix up the dough. I feel like it might have been a bad day to wear black. I think I might look like a little white covered. Just so you guys know, I've already pre-measured out all my ingredients because, well, that's just how I roll. So this is my baking powder. And I just need a little bit of salt. Because you always need salt in baking. I don't know why, that's what they say. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix these dry ingredients a little bit, just to give them a little bit of a mix. I don't want to turn it on too high because that's when it's gonna poof. Although I did answer Mark, I thought Mark would be the best baker. I think he just wants to eat the donuts and not learn how to bake them. So.
We're the tasters.
The taste. Alright. So now I'm gonna add my wet ingredients. So this is always a really good tip when you're baking. Crack your eggs in a separate container, because if you get a bad egg and you put it in here, then the whole thing's rotten. Thought I'd share that. Watched a lot of Food Network at my house. All right, here goes my dough. So the trick also is you don't stick your spatula into your blender, because I'm not saying I broke a spatula or two, but I've probably broken like 4 or 5. I know that doesn't surprise you guys. You know I'm a bit of a hot mess. So now I'm just going to blend this till it's a nice dough, hopefully. And then I'm going to take it out to the kitchen. We're going to knead it and roll it and cut the donut shapes. And next time you see us, we'll be back in the kitchen, okay? Okay, so we take the dough out of the mixer and put some flour down on the counter and then plop it out. So it says you're supposed to knead your dough. Again, never having done this, I'm going to assume that it's going to be like a bread dough consistency, but we may get the world's heaviest donuts. I'm not entirely sure. So once you've kneaded it so it's all nice and smooth, and hopefully not sticking to the counter like mine is, I think I might need a little bit more flour on the bottom, and a little less flour on the shirt. Okay, looks good to me? Sure, that's what we say. I did cut the recipe in half, so this is supposed to make 2 dozen donuts. That's 24 donuts. I feel like that's not going to happen. But, so that's what we're going to do. As we fast forward the video. Okay, so we don't actually have a donut cookie cutter, so like the donut lassies from the Salvation Army way back when, we're going to use whatever we have in hand. So we have Tupperware and a little container, and I think that's going to give us the donut shape we want. There. I might be in a little bit of trouble. So we got our donut. These are going to be very large donuts. And now you can either save the little Timbit part as a Timbit, or you can re-roll it into the dough and make more big donuts. Up to you. Feels warm. Okay, we're back at her.
Okay.
All right, so part of the trick is to making sure you have enough flour underneath so that you can actually lift up your donut without wrecking it. These may be a little more oval and less round, but motion like, whoa. Oh.
There we go. Yeah. so it's cooked.
We think we're gonna dip it in some sugar.
We're gonna dip it in some sugar. There you go.
Tasty. So they do puff up nicely.
Oh, there you go. We had our donuts. Yay! First one.
The dough a little too thin. Yeah, the dough's a little thick. I think you probably want a nice tender dough. This might be a little overworked. So I'm here with my assistant sous chef here. I was the roller, she was the flipper. So we're gonna try our
Donuts.
donuts.
Mm.
They're very sweet. We did roll them in sugar afterwards because who doesn't love a sugar covered donut? They're actually really good.
That's really good. Good job, Stacy.
Good job.
It's a teamwork.
Tulip. I promise you all when you're back here we're gonna try it again because it does make enough to feed everyone. So
Yes.
hope you've tried it at home and figured out how to work the dough really well because I sure could use some lessons. Anyway, thanks for joining us for Donut Day and have a good weekend.